Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing well. I have a few things that I would like to go over with you before we move forward in the class. I've been a little MIA. If you've been trying to reach out to me, I was out sick with the flu. I have 3 kiddos, and so they all got sick. So it's been a not so fun last 2 weeks. So I hope all of you are well, and I hope none of you have gotten sick. And if you have, hopefully you're getting better. I just wanted to go over some of the items that we've gone over in this class. Week 3, you went over the foundation for multicultural social work, which is basically defined as a commitment, and it's almost like an oath to take on the challenge of ensuring that our clients and our communities, basically everyone around us, specifically those who are oppressed, marginalized, and or alienated, have a better or more positive life experience. And part of our job as social workers is to provide effective services to clients of all cultural backgrounds. And then week 4, you addressed the skills, knowledge, attitudes, and beliefs of becoming culturally competent. So you've talked about the foundation of being culturally competent, and then your own skills, knowledge, and beliefs to becoming culturally competent. And the great thing about this journey is that it should be for each of you, an ongoing personal and professional self-awareness and cultural sensitivity awareness as well. This current week, week 5, we are exploring oppression and microaggressions in detail. So hopefully all of you are having fun with those topics. Hopefully you're learning a lot. There's a lot of new vocabulary. If you have any questions at any point, always send those my way. I always like to make sure that students know that they are able to do that. And hopefully, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you have, as we move forward in this class, the lessons and the assignments are going to begin to dig deeper and deeper. So hopefully you don't feel uncomfortable, but if you do, I challenge you to expand your horizons in terms of cultural competence, discussion, and your level of awareness. And I really do appreciate the discussions. I believe it was week 3, between week 3 and 4. I opened up discussion dialogue through some posts and some prompts, discussion prompts. And the posts that I read, I was really appreciative of those of you that, were honest and just kind of threw out there some food for thought for other students, or your own take on some of the things that are happening around our globe, specifically in the U.S. There's a lot going on in terms of cultural diversity or the lack thereof. And hopefully you're able to keep a pulse on not just politics necessarily. I know there was a lot of discussion about that, but just, in everyday news. I always challenge my students to listen to NPR, PBS, or any of those that tend to be more of like a non-biased, if you will, forms of media news outlets to get information about what's going on in the world. So, okay, enough about that. Thank you so much for opening up in the discussion forums. I have 2 specific reminders, and I'm going to be posting a quiz about this video. I want to make sure that students view this video, because there are 2 things that I'm noticing that students are missing points for. I want everybody in this class to get an A. I can't guarantee everybody an A, but this is what will help you achieve an A in this class. Discussion assignments. I always require that students submit in the discussion thread 1 original post, so something that you post to the prompt that I put in the discussion forum, and 2 peer responses, right, to elaborate on what they've said or comment on what they said. You can't, I think it's like 10 points per discussion assignment. You cannot get the full 10 points if you don't include 1 post and 2 peer responses. If you do those things, you're going to get your 10 points, okay? If you follow the rubric, you're going to get the 10 points. So don't lose any of the easy points, I call them, on an assignment like this because you're missing one or the other. So 1 post, 2 responses to your peers. The other thing that I'd like to address, and You're going to notice that I'm going to be kicking back most, if not all, of the written assignments that have been submitted so far for week 3 and week 4. I put some thought into this, and I do this in my in-person classes. I'm going to do this with my online classes as well. I'm not an English professor. However, I do pride myself in ensuring that students have at least the bare minimum knowledge of how to submit a well-written college or academic paper, okay? And this includes reflections, case studies, research papers, any written assignment. So with that said, I'm going to allow each of you the opportunity to resubmit your written assignments for week 3 and week 4. And you need to follow, and I included in there's different places where I've included sample APA format papers. I'm including that in this announcement as well. But let me just have you take a look, because same thing that I said with the discussions. Try to get the most points that you can for your written work. Most students do. Most students, however, miss the bulk of their points in mechanics. I grade for content. Third of your grade is in content. Did you basically answer the questions or follow the rubric? Then there's organization. Does your paper make sense? Does it flow well? Does it have a beginning, a middle, and an end? Then there's this thing called mechanics. So I apologize for some of you that already know this or have already done it, but the majority of the students didn't follow APA format, and it's highly important. So, for example, you need to include a cover page, okay? Cover page includes things like title, student name, your course number, date, instructor name. That's simple, right? I had assignments that were submitted that didn't have anyone's name on it. Don't assume that because you're in an online class, you don't have to submit a well-written and a paper. As if pretend that you're coming to class in person and submitting a research paper, submitting a written work from a student to an academic institution. Has to include a cover page. And then just basically I printed out one of the sample papers, and I'm kind of showing you guys here, but your paper should basically start out with title, should have 1-inch margins, 12-point font, numbered, that kind of thing. This is all in this, the attachment for this is in this announcement. I have it in the syllabus. I also have it in a couple other assignments, but I really want to ensure that students have the basics of the format down. I'm not an APA. I'm not looking out to take points off if you didn't get the semicolon right in the right place or in the reference page or citation page. But here's the thing, I do require students to cite their work. I do require students to reference that in the reference page. So just make sure that you are following the APA format. Look at your paper, put it next to one of the sample papers. Does it look alike? If it doesn't, then you probably need to format it better, okay? Read it for content, make sure there's no grammar errors, or very few of them, and then make sure that it flows, that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end to any paper, okay? Again, not an English professor, but I know that I need to help sometimes students brush up a little bit more on the writing. If you have any questions, obviously send them my way, but I will be sending those back to you. I will be opening it up. I'm going to give you about another week and a half window where you can submit those assignments. So if you didn't get a chance to submit it in the beginning, you can go ahead and do that as well. So resubmit your assignments. Okay, you'll see a big fat 0 there, so I'm sure that's not going to make a lot of people happy. Resubmit it, you'll still get full credit for it. All right, so I'm posting a quiz so that students are kind of forced to watch this video and get this information. Here are the 2 quiz answers. Okay, the quiz question is going to be something like, what did I cover? The summary of that is I covered 2 things in this video. One of them is that discussions require 1 original post and 2 responses to your peers. The second thing is that all written assignments must be written in APA format. All right, so I'm ready to move forward to the next upcoming weeks. I hope you are too. If you have any questions, please let me know. Talk to you soon.